Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I've got a bright, cheerful card for you today for Altenew's release. This is July 2017, and my focus is going to be creating a background using one of the layered kaleidoscope dies, and this is the A die. I'm only going to use the one die today because I'm going to be doing an inlay die cut technique, but the two dies together look amazing. They've actually got the same shapes in stencils. So to do my inlay die cut technique, I'm going to cut out the cardstock twice. So I'm using some pale grey cardstock. Then I've cut my card to the same size as the cover die, and this is a top fold card. And then I'm using an adhesive sheet. So this is a double-sided tape basically in the form of a sheet, and I've cut it down to the same size as the card front and stuck that on because I always forget to use this stuff, and I sit there for hours with my liquid glue getting RSI. So today I remembered that I have this adhesive sheet and used it, so I'm pretty excited. So my first die cut, obviously I released it from the plate, but the second one I actually left in place, and I'm taking the pieces of die out as I go, as I need them, and that way I know where they go, and it just makes my jigsaw puzzle piecing a little bit easier. I did think about actually just covering the whole front of the card with the orange cardstock. So this one's called Autumn Blaze, and it's a beautiful bright orange, and then just laying the cover die over top of that, and that would have looked great too. I just wanted to take that little bit of extra effort and piece it all together and have it all at the same level. I'm using my Crystal Katana tool, which actually seems to work fairly well with cardstock. I wasn't sure whether it would or not. I know it works really well with jewels or enamel dots. So now it's time to work on my little floral bouquet, and I've got the pretty pansies, and I'm going to stamp out a few of these as I go, and I am using my Misty to stamp the outline with some jet black ink, and you'll see why in a minute. So I've just made sure that my cardstock is actually placed up into the corners of the Misty, and the only reason I've got them both in there at the same time is it's just as a time saver. No other special reason. So with this release, there's also three new sets of ink, and they are really gorgeous. Initially, like, blue's not my favorite color to craft with. I don't use it a lot, but this set of blues, I've used it on all my cards so far. I think, I can't remember. I have got other cards that I'm sharing over at my blog, so you need to check them out there as well. I'll put the link in the description below. But this set of blues is really bright, and if you know me, you know I really like bright. So I did do a couple of different versions of the pansy, and if you notice on the second one I think it was Morning Frost, one of the really light greys that I used there, and you'll see the difference after I finish stamping out all the layers, what that makes. It just gives it the lighter colour on the highlight of the flower. These pansies are really quite easy to stamp out, and they're really, really pretty too, especially in bright blue. So there are 4 different layers, and what do they call? There's Sea Breeze, Turquoise, which is really pretty, and the Tide Blue, which is bright, really bold and bright, and then the darkest one's called Starlight. Don't they look amazing? I really think they turned out pretty. So I did stamp out the other 2 pansies as well, and this is why I stamped them initially in the Misty. I can simply come back with a second layer of jet black ink, and it just adds that bold outline again. I'm also layering up some of the leaves for my bouquet, and I've got the beautiful bright greens here. So this is the bamboo, and these leaves have 3 different layers, so it's 2, like a base layer and a shadow layer, and then the outline. And I initially used the parrot for my second colour, but found that it just wasn't quite dark enough. It didn't give me the depth that I wanted, so I simply just came over the top and added the olive colour, which I think worked heaps better. So I did fussy cut all those images out, and I didn't want to make you sit through that today. And I chose a sentiment which is from the Penned Rose set. I thought it needed something bright and bold, and this is the turquoise cardstock, which suits this blue perfectly. So I simply just heat emboss that with the pure white embossing powder and cut that little panel down. So now, after all the work that I've done to the card front, I am not going to cover it all up, no way. So I decided to kind of focus my bouquet down in the lower left corner. You should see this release, it really is awesome. The team have made the most amazing cards, and you can win too, so I will put the links down below in the description where you can get to my blog and where you can get to the Altenew blog, and you have a chance to win some gift certificates, and get a chance to buy some of this new release. It's pretty amazing. Did I say the word amazing? I think I did. It's probably because I'm looking at it written on that little piece of blue paper. Easily distracted. Anyway, I'm nearly finished putting my bouquet together, just using some tape runner and some foam squares to pop some of the elements up on the front of the card. And that's my finished card for today. I hope you do come and visit me at my blog so that you have a chance to win. I'll see you there. Otherwise, till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.